I mean, 164 yards against one of the worst teams in the league with no touchdowns. Come on, Joe. Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba. And guys, we back. We back. The first week of the NFL is in the books. It's September the 10th, season 2, episode number 67. And guys, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, because I did not foresee my team winning this week after the Sunday games. I got gifted inactive by CMC this week. I didn't realize he wasn't going to play until I just happened to be scrolling last night and saw he wasn't playing. And I was like, it's a small chance I can win this game, even though I have a kicker and he has George Kittle. I got a slight chance. I was down going into last night by like 5 points. So the chances of me winning were actually slim, because really and truly all George Kittle had to do was just basically get a few yards and maybe a touchdown, and that should have solidified a win for my guy. But who would have thunk my boy Jake Moody was going to kick 6 field goals? And for that, I got to give Jake Moody, he's my fantasy stud for the week. 6 of 6 with a 53-yarder, and he totally bailed my team out last night. So for that, Jake Moody is the fantasy stud of the week for the Black Mamba team. And just looking at my team, man, it was really a lackluster performance. I was the lowest scoring winning team this week with 90 points, which is terrible. And my opponent, just to show how bad my performance was, my opponent was the lowest scoring losing team. So I was fortunate, had all kind of help to win this game, but I'll take it. 1-0 is 1-0. And with that lackluster performance, I gotta give my fantasy dud to my boy, Joe Cool Hand Burrow. He totally wet the bed for me this week. I mean, 164 yards against one of the worst teams in the league with no touchdowns. Come on, Joe. You got to do better than that, man. And I can't put him out on the field this week, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with my boy Jalen Daniels. I haven't made a decision yet, but right now I'm at the Waffle House, sort of, kind of, and Joe Burrow is going to be on the bench this week. I can't have another performance like that and think that I'll win. But enough about last week, guys. It's all about this week. So with that said, let's talk about some free agent pickups for this week. I have a few for you guys. I plan on making a couple of pickups myself, and we'll start at the quarterback position. At quarterback, if you're in need or you feel like you need a little bit more firepower or a safety net on the bench, Justin Fields would be a decent pickup for this week. He played okay Sunday, but it wasn't a stellar performance, but it was enough to beat the Falcons. But what makes Justin so potent and so dangerous is his ability to run. He was able to get 57 yards on 14 carries. So if you need a little pick-me-up, he's worth taking a chance if you're slacking at the quarterback position. Another quarterback pickup that you guys may want to look at scooping up is Sam Darnold. It was just the first game, but I might have to eat my words with what I said about Sam Darnold. He actually played pretty good Sunday. He completed 79% of his passes. He doesn't have the easiest schedule through these first 6 games, but after that, it looks like the schedule may be softening up for him. So if you want to solidify your quarterback room and you need a quarterback, he might be somebody you want to eye and scoop up. And let's move to the running backs. So most of these guys on here that I have at running back are just guys that I would stash if you have room on your bench. The first guy is Tank Bixby. He mixed in carries with Travis Etienne on Sunday, and they had the same amount of carries, but he outgained Etienne like 70. He had 73 yards, and Etienne had 44. Even though Etienne was out there on the field more than Tank was more productive. So if you have room on your bench, I would definitely have him sitting on the bench, just waiting for a chance to get out on the field and perform full time. Another guy is Bucky Irvin with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had 9 carries for 62 yards, and he outrushed Rachaad White on less carries. And he was out there, but Rachaad was still the man. But Rachaad, he's good for receiving yards, but his rushing ability is kind of dismal. I think he was averaging like a little over 2 yards a carry, which isn't going to cut it in the NFL. Another guy to look at is Alexander Madison. He was on the field a lot in the beginning of the game, but he got out carried by Zamir White. He was more involved in the passing game. He caught 4 balls for 46 yards. So again, if you guys have room to stash these running backs, I definitely would have them just kind of sit and idle to see what happens for the next 5 or 6 games. So let's move to the receiving core. And I really don't have a whole lot of guys that I had. Actually, I just have one, and that was Adonai Mitchell with the Indianapolis Colts. And even though Pierce had a better game than Mitchell had more targets. Anthony Richardson missed him 2 times on touchdown passes. One was for like 30 yards and the other was for 70. So I think he's still the piece of that receiving room that you probably want to have. If he's available out there, I would definitely go out there and pick him up. And this is where I will be focusing my free agent pickups this week, and that is at tight end, because as you can see, my boy Jake Ferguson got hurt, and I was actually trying to cut Musgrave last week. I was trying to cut him and pick up the Seattle defense before I have to actually bid for it or outbid somebody this week. But I forgot he was locked in the lineup, so I couldn't make that move. But nonetheless, he's still getting cut this week. So my pickup at tight end, if he's available and if I can get him, is Colby Parkinson with the Los Angeles Rams. He had 4 catches for 47 yards, and I think he's going to get more looks with Puka Nacua out for 4 weeks. So I think that would really be a good pickup if he's available in your league. And of course, Musgrave was, I can't remember the name of the tight end that is replacing or that second tight end for Green Bay, but I probably would not look at going with that tight end with my boy Jordan Love out, because I don't know if Malik Willis is going to be the answer at quarterback. Definitely not going to get the passing yards you would need. My next pickup at tight end, if Parkinson is not available, is Zach Ertz. I think him and Jaden Daniels, I think they had some good rapport. He had over a 70% snap count, so I actually like that offense. I think that it may be a little raw and a work in progress, should I say, but definitely Zach Ertz if he's available. Another guy that I'm focused to get if I can't get either of those two is Noah Fant with the Seattle Seahawks. He's my last choice. I didn't really like how they were moving the ball against the Denver Broncos on Sunday, but at the tight end position, you don't know it's hit or miss. So I think he would be worth a flyer. So Noah Fant would be my third choice. And as I've said the whole time I've had this channel, I like to stream my defenses. So this week, the number one pick for me is the Seattle Seahawks. Last week, Bo Nix threw 2 interceptions, and I think I counted what could have been like 3 more that could have been intercepted. He was definitely a backyard Bo out there playing last week. But I think the Seattle defense was disruptive, and I think they'll be a little bit more disruptive than the Cincinnati Bengals were last week against the New England Patriots. And until they continue to prove me wrong, I still think that New England is one of the worst teams in the league. So I'm not going to go away from my philosophy of getting a defense to play against that offense. The Seahawks had the best PPF grade for last week, and I think they offer a solid floor with a high ceiling this week. So if Seattle's available, guys, I definitely would try to scoop them. If Seattle's not available and you need another team, I think the Los Angeles Chargers fits that bill. Last week looked like the Carolina Panthers picked up right where they left off. They were outright horrible. Or as my boy Charles Barkley would say, they were terrible. The Chargers ranked top 10 in PFF grade last week with the 73. So I think that's a good pickup for defense this week. And last but not least, if both those teams are gone and you still need a defense, I think the Colts are a good pickup this week, guys. Jordan Love is out, and Malik Willis will be the starting quarterback. And here are some highlights of Malik's stat line in his first 2 years as a quarterback in the NFL. 35 completions, 67 attempts, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. I think that tells you everything you need to know. You have a chance. The Colts, don't get me wrong, the Colts are not good on defense, but I think they will be able to get some sacks, and they may be able to turn the ball over. So with that said, I'm willing to take a chance. I think the risk reward is worth it. And guys, there you have it. Those are my pickups for this week. And I hope you guys had a great week last week, and you guys are off to a 1-0 start. But if not, just realize, guys, fantasy is all about your pickups during the season. It's just the beginning. So all it takes is 1 or 2 key pickups to change your season and make things go the way that you want it to go. And with that said, guys, I have a public service announcement. Spike that like, comment, subscribe, and it's your boy, the Black Mamba, out.